Welcome back to Stop the World, I Want to Get Off. You can't. You just, it doesn't work. Many people have tried to stop it, and then there are other people who try to speed it up. And those who escape, they go into outer space. They sent the telescope to search for meaningful life in another universe or another planet. And then we're all going to just build something to get there. Good luck. The Tower of Babylon, that was built in the Bible, the Old and New Testament. Babylon was where everybody tried to get to heaven. And the city of Babylonia was so very popular, and it was like New York. And people wanted to have this great high-rise edifice to go to heaven. And they kept building it, and then God says, just a minute. I'm going to call this game off, and he changed everybody's language. So that was the beginning of Babylon. Who would know more about that than me? And this thing about Jingle Bells, you see that where the guy from Boston, school superintendent from, I guess he's New York superintendent, said Jingle Bells was written in Boston, and it was written by a guy who favored the Confederacy. So he thought in school they should ban the, I'm going to get the bird here, because she should hear this. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Does that excite you? I thought so. It means nothing. So they want to remove that because it was tied into the Confederacy. What are we talking about? I mean, if they wanted to redo it, it should be jungle balls, jungle all the way. Then they'd really be pissed off. But see, this is the way people are. They want to get rid of things because they remind them of something. What's that song? There's always something there to remind me. But in a romantic way, we like that, but not in a way of history where we don't want to be reminded of something. We want to eliminate everything that's distasteful, unfriendly, that reminds us of the bad times, like the wedding march. No, I mean, I get rid of things that are in the way. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to ban certain songs like for what's going on with our weather. I've seen fire, I've seen rain. Now that ought to be banned because that's an outrageous statement. Of course you've seen fire and you've seen rain, and it needs to stop immediately. This is a geographic. And we want to control everything, see, and it's all about money and lawyers are all about money. You ever meet a lawyer that was there about what's good for the common good or what's good for the common cold? Yeah, look at Morgan and Morgan. Can you believe they actually wheeled out some cripples last week so they get that empathy feeling from you that you won't have to, you call us and you won't pay us until we settle the case, and then you don't give us anything unless we win the case. And what are you doing? Is this like ambulance chasing video style? And they get on there and they got Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan. Get out of here with you guys. What are you talking about, putting lawyers on there? And then first of all, this morning I'm watching television locally, where they don't have too much to go on. It used to be that you listen to radio to hear school closings. And the weather, if you were up north especially, the weather changes quickly. Down in Florida, it's not too much, except it's seasonal. And then in California, you can do the weather forecast, put it on a loop. It's the same every day until these days. So now, we have the weather forecast and then the traffic forecast. And then they have all the traffic accidents. And they proceed to give you 5 car commercials afterwards. What the hell are we doing? First they tell us that the cars are dangerous and people are killing each other with them and they're running over each other and hit and run and the well, not to mention the fender benders, which they do because the local stations open the police blotter in the morning and they say, holy megadandy, let's see what we can dig up because there ain't no news. And, no news is not good news. It kills everybody's game. So, thank you, Kingfish. We have, you want to eliminate him too? Get out of here. Let me tell you what I do. I spread myself thin. Speaking of Maxwell, the woman who spread herself across the international globe with picking up young ladies for Mr. Epstein's pleasure, the man who cheated everybody out of their day of justice because he was a billionaire and they thought they were going to get a lot of money. They put him in jail, they're going to find him guilty, and then they all get money. It's a lawyer's game. But you know what? He fooled him. He committed suicide, or someone killed him in jail because he knew too much, maybe, whatever. That's the conspiracy stuff again, you know. And then he didn't have to pay anybody. So now they got his girlfriend. They said after years of his death and all of this processing, they decided, well, she's the one who was grooming everybody and set them up. So she has money anyway. You know, she's royalty from England. They put her in jail, and they put her on trial. And now all those women who are crying. There was one crying on television this morning. Give me a break. Come on, don't do the drama now. You know, go to a therapist. If the money were going to go to a therapist, I was sexually abused when I was a kid. I've told you that in the year before. Come on. You know, I mean, let's wake up a little bit. It's a lawyer's game. Now, if I thought it was mostly about the common good and what it was good for people who were sexually actually misled, coaxed, raped, violated, all of those things, touched improperly, all those things are wrong. But if someone comes to your house and says, hey, you know, want to make some money, that's a different deal. And I don't know how much of that took place. You don't either. And you don't know how much of it was for people who want to get out of their really bad poverty situation, as if there is some in Palm Beach. I mean, you know, you're surrounded. You got all these people who are servers of the rich, and the rich are congregated there with a lot of wealth. And then you have the poor people who are looking, going, duh. And, you know, this is the way it is. And the reason we don't have a lot of jobs, incidentally, just for the record here, to put that on the air, if I might, is that it's not that people don't want to work, it's that they don't like the kind of jobs they're doing. We want to be trained better, we want to be in a skilled profession, and you want to look at someone else and say, wait a minute, I have a chance too. You know, it's all opportunity. But see, this is a country of everybody. This country is never going to die unless you know, God does something really powerful to it, like sends everybody away. But you know, this country is built on one thing, and that is an entrance. And it has an entry level, and everybody is invited to the party. But now you have people who don't want anybody else in the party, and they want to block them out, and that's kind of unfair. It truly is unfair. And you know, there's a way to get here, though. I mean, sign up for it, and there's a waiting list. You got to do that. I mean, that part's got to be settled. What do I have here? Oh yeah, I made my cheesecake. This is what I've been going out with her lately. I've been going out with the date lady, which is what a spread. Wow. It's chocolate spread. Oh, am I going to get in trouble for that one? So the date lady is something I've been putting in my new cheesecake now. It's dates. It sweetens with dates. It's not as bad as sugar, they say. I never thought sugar was bad until I was told that I'm fat. I never thought I was fat. Well, I only had a mirror that was above my nose, you know. Sawed-off mirrors, and you don't. And if you have to shave, you kind of see that you're getting a little under here. But vanity, you know, vanity oh vanity. And women want to look beautiful, and they want to be alluring, and they want to be admired, but they don't want to be taken advantage of. And it's touchy, because sex is how we all got here, folks. And it's what drives men crazy, and women. See, I have a theory that I say, you don't have to agree with anything I say. I'm just putting it out there, and then you make your own decisions. You got your own free will, and you got your own responsibility for whomever you report to. I report to a higher authority, and it's not the Hebrew National Salami Company. But I'll tell you this much, that I deal in this. I think that I have free choice, and if I make bad choices, I usually have to pay the price, and it's not fun. So that's my own personal journey, and I've had to get rid of some of my addictions, and I'm still working on some of them. You know, I still have a big mouth, but I was always working on alcohol and drugs, because there were escapes from poverty and low self-esteem, and you know, we feel there's nobody there, no one's out there. I love that saying. It's in one of the 12-step meetings that they, with the Al-Anon, I think it is, with the group. You know, you've been abandoned as a child, and so you say, you know, there's someone that follows me all the time, and I look, and he's not there. I wish he would go away. That's such a perplexing little statement, and maybe you want to think about that later. It's not supposed to have a punchline. But you know, there's something here, and I'm saying, yeah, you know, we got a lot to learn about human conditions and each other, and how we handle money. Boy, if they ever taught that in school, it would be a revelation. Never mind jingle bells. Let's start teaching about how to handle money. That's the problem. We don't know how to handle money. And we're in a money society. You know, people want to get rich. They want to get famous. They want to play ball so they make money. They want to become famous so that they can be movie stars, and they want to do films. Everybody loves you. Everybody gives you a lot of money. And then you sit there and you go, duh. Is that all there is? Another song that should be banned. It's a Reynolds rap